You may go and attempt to divine the stars.
Okay. All right. I got to get a 17 or higher, guys. Believe in me. That's a 10, so nope.
I see. Rialta,
Yes.
as you lay down and look up at the stars, looking up at that beautiful night sky, you can see the stars so clearly. Perhaps not as much as in Heaven's Reach Observatory where you're from, but they are beautiful here. Looking up into the vast sky, you see that both moons are out this evening. In the south, Ceres hangs just above the horizon, while Rosalind sits high above your head. In the distance, you hear a whistle that you recognize as the sign that something has been found, and you feel your heart flutter hopefully in your chest. Sitting up, you take hold of your lantern and pull your cloak up around your body. You then turn and enter into the God's Grasp forest. You walk for a long time, occasionally hearing the whistle again and changing your path, until at last you enter a clearing. There you see 6 other people, all wearing the same cloaks as you are. Each of them carries the same lantern, bright and brilliant, and able to illuminate this place so deep in the God's Grasp. Approaching, you ask one of the men what he's found. He holds up a belt buckle, and you recognize it to be of halfling make. Your eyes widen. It could certainly be his. Taking the belt buckle, you recognize it as belonging to a boot and nod. The leather doesn't appear worn and taken by the elements. This was lost recently. Whoever lost it isn't far away. Each of you begins searching for tracks, holding your lanterns high to keep the area well lit. It doesn't take long for you. All you need to do is put yourself into the mind of a child. What would they do? Where would they go? The river was north. Perhaps they would try to go that direction. Unlikely. A scared child lost in the dark, would think to do such a thing. Keeping a straight path in the forest without a compass or with no stars to guide you was nearly impossible. And then it occurs to you. Safety. That is what a scared lost child would seek. Safety meant shelter. Safety meant animals couldn't get at them. Safety meant up. Your eyes begin to scour along the various trees of the area, and sure enough, spot one that has wood and bark scraped from it. Walking over, you can tell that it was not a bear or an animal that did this. No teeth or claw marks show on the wood. You glance at the broken belt buckle off a boot in your hand and nod. He went up, you call. The others approach and nod in agreement, and you begin to climb up the tree. As you enter into the canopy of the forest, the stars once again become visible, that beautiful night sky and moons bathing light upon the branches. In this part of the God's Grasp, the trees grow tall and intertwine, and traveling along the canopy is not much more difficult than it is along the ground as long as you watch your step. And by the glow of the starlight in your lantern, you are able to manage the feat. For hours you journey through this canopy, following the trail left by the child who fled this way. You can't help but think you're seeing it so clearly, as if the stars themselves are lighting the way and showing you exactly what you need to see, and you do not lose his trail. Finally, you hop down into another tree, and there he is. Huddled up in a hollowed-out part of a tree, a young boy is shaking and curled up. He has pretty golden hair and a lithe frame, and as he looks up, eyes widened as he recognizes the lantern. You can see his brown eyes. He is a halfling boy, lost in the God's Grasp, afraid and alone, but he is not the one you're seeking. He is not your son. Grief, pain, sadness all threaten to overwhelm you at once, but they do not. You have trained yourself to overcome these things, not easily and not quickly, but over the last 5 years you have. And so you help this young boy down, and along with the rest of the watch, you escort him back to Lorelei's meet. A beautiful reunion is held there as this boy hugs his mother. She looks up at you, tears in her eyes, and says, "Praise be to the light. Praise be to the halfling's watch." And she continues to hug her child. You turn and you leave. You have seen this play out enough times, heard the praise, heard the adorations, the rumors of the lanterns of the watch, brilliant like the stars and moons themselves, saviors of the God's Grasp. But at this moment, it all feels meaningless. They save many, but not the one you care about. You run into the God's Grasp forest as quickly as your legs will take you. You run for what feels like an eternity, and you have no idea how deep within the forest you are. And finally you drop to your knees, The truth you have denied for 5 years weighing so heavily upon your shoulders now that you cannot even stand. He is gone, and there is nothing left for you. And then a voice rings clear in your mind. Seeker, Savior, Protector, Mother, Hero. Allow yourself to grieve. Your son has passed through the great cycle that he may live again. Grief is not the privilege of any single person or any single time. And you do. You grieve for who was lost. You miss them. You mourn them. And then you understand that them being gone is not the end for you. That they loved you in life, and how it ended does not change what was. The voice speaks again. I will have need of you in the future. May you ever walk in the light. And brilliant light shines forth from you, so blinding that the forest appears as it does in daylight. And as you look up, the canopy seems to part, and you can see the stars and moons. You can see them so clearly, so plainly. It is as if they are right in front of your face. Stars so dim that they could not be seen with the most powerful of telescopes are now clear as day. And you know that for as long as people live, they will look to the heavens for answers. And you, Selena, goddess of the moon and stars, will ever be there to lend your guidance and your protection.